this thing would go over in a strong earthquake. And it would go over into the sanctuary. We knew that the building would take around $10 million to fix up and to make accessible. We were having those discussions when we were at about 40 or 50 people in the services. And so $10 million for that.
It's just a sinkhole when we could be putting our resources to a better place.
We had all these problems, but it always came back to service. What can we do to make a difference in the world?
Yeah, I guess as it says in Micah, to walk humbly with your God and still love mercy, love kindness, and do justice, which is really the cornerstone of our life, in the U District at 15th and 47th for all those more than 100 years.
University Christian Church was a hub of social justice action for many decades.
We were actually implementing affordable housing, something that has been on our hearts and minds for decades, and it came true. So I think that helped us see that, okay, then if we move on, then there are other great things that can happen.
What we ended up doing was a product of long discussions that over a long period of time. I think when we finally made the decision that we were going to close down and close the facility and sell it, that there was this kind of outpouring of ideas about what the money could be used for. Of course, we funded the Church Council.
The Church Council of Greater Seattle has a long and deep relationship with University Christian Church. In fact, our offices were housed there for decades. The Church Council of Greater Seattle collaborated with the church on many events of peace and justice for immigrants and refugees, for peace, countering racism, working to end homelessness. So this was a center, University Christian Church, for the community to gather. And we came alongside of the church to act for justice together.
The Church Council of Greater Seattle was one of our primary concerns, and it was that we support because of what I would call courageous work in work with immigrants, and the emphasis on ecumenical advocacy and getting churches together.
And we wanted to, in receiving this enormous gift, that we would be able to fulfill some of their hopes for going forward and to honor the people that have been behind this church in its many works of faith and justice over the years, and that we would honor this area with a commitment that is long-lasting and really transformative, that fosters change.
Amos is saying, God is saying this, I don't want your worship, I don't want your bowing down to me, and I want to know what you're doing about justice.
Even though closing is one phase of our life, it's really not the end of our work. It's still a continuation of our long abiding commitment to be there for our neighbors near and far.
On behalf of the Church Council of Greater Seattle, I want to thank University Christian Church for investing in the mission of the Church Council for transformational change in our neighborhoods, in our communities, in our congregations, for the organizing work that will be sustained through your legacy. Thank you.